got Celebrini and Bedard. Here you go. And don't play that crowd.
No.
Yeah, no pressure. We just won't be able to leave.
I know.
Yes, that is true.
So I'm not playing to the crowd. Let's look at life before Macklin for a sec. Life before Macklin, it was bad. It was bad. Bedard in the WHL was stupid. Mm-hmm. He was unbelievable. From the day he arrived as a 15-year-old babe, fresh out of the manger with a right-handed stick in his hand, terrorizing guys who were a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and in some cases 5 years older than him. I thought the way this kid was flying out of major junior, he has a chance to rival some of the things that Connor McDavid has done. That's what I thought. Hasn't gone that way. And there's no joy. Like one thing, like some guys are powered by rage and that's good for them. Connor, McDavid rather. I realize they're both named Connor. In Canada, there's 3 names. And one of them is Connor. He does not thrive in the current mood in Chicago. And so he's gone down to me. Macklin, on the other hand, we had Cam Robinson from Elite Prospects on our show before he was drafted. And he was saying, this is the website's highest ranked college prospect ever. And I went, is Jack Eichel, did your website get invented after like he was drafted or what? He's like, no, we have him better than Eichel. And that was the moment I was like, okay, there's something we haven't, maybe there's a little Canadian bias there, out of sight, out of mind. I haven't watched a ton of Boston College games. They're not as easily accessible.
Boston University, by the way.
Boston University, sorry. They get very upset about that.
In their head who's correcting him, yes.
Yes.
BU.
Smith is from BC.
There you go. BC is a different one.
Got it. Right now, it's not the crowd in front of me bias, it's recency bias. Yes. I take Macklin as well. Don't be surprised if Bedard overtakes him though. Like this kid, he's special. They're both very special. Bedard desperately needs help. Like Celebrini is surrounded by literally children he can have milk and cookies with. Literally. And he's having a great time. And Bedard's with I haven't looked at a lineup sheet yet where he's had 2 line mates with double-digit goals. Dude, it's been terrible. Yeah. This kid is alone. Now, what might happen is next year a new crop arrives and he just goes off. But until we actually see that happen, Macklin.
Jesse?
I'm not going to waver from Connor Bedard just because
he's unreal.
Of when they're both coming out. I think the projections on Bedard were a lot higher, and they still should be. 143 points in the WHL in his final season in 57 games.
71 goals.
Is absurd. Macklin had his great year at BU, but it's not that. It's not 143 points.
The thing about Macklin,
completely different hockey.
Guys, the thing about Macklin is he's doing it at the pro level. And
but they're not playing on the same team.
Yes.
You didn't drop Bedard into San Jose, where I think he would have been a lot more successful.
Yeah.
And I think you're seeing that out of these kids like Eklund and Smith and Celebrini, where they're thriving in this environment where it's like, hey, they might not be getting the W's, but they're getting the points and they're impressing in terms of their skill because they're allowed to play the way they should be able to play with teammates who complement their game. And Bedard's in such a wasteland, as you said.
He is a career minus 82 in 140 games.
It's hard to evaluate him, so I think for both of them, you have to go back to when they were equal, which is before their pro career, because since Bedard has been a pro, he's been surrounded by nothing. So it's a little unfair.
Did you see the year he had 143 points? How many points he had in the playoffs?
It says
He had 20
points
in 7 games.
in one series, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Here's where I'm going to disagree with you guys. I'm going Macklin, and it's not just because the
I
crowd's
said
there.
Macklin.
Steve also said
I'm going Macklin more though.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm saying Macklin because I think hockey. It's like when you talk about basketball. Or you talk about the quarterback position at the NFL or the NCAA or whatever, there's something very singular about it, right? Like a great player. We saw it in Toronto when Kawhi arrived. It was like, oh, okay, this is a different team now. Completely.
How do we feel about Kawhi Leonard?
Yeah.
I think
we won't mention that finals, but the point I'm trying to make is sometimes your supporting cast, and we have yet to see Chicago's guys come up, really. Like a lot of them are not in the NHL, but I'm going with right now. And right now, having talked to Eklund the other day, having seen the way the guys play, so much of this game is really team. And I do really like the Sharks' direction a lot better. It wasn't the question?
Yeah. You got to start a franchise from scratch.
Celebrini.
All right.
That's me.